Emerald City, Seattle. A bustling metropolis draped in emerald green, nestled between majestic mountains and the sapphire expanse of Puget Sound. A city teeming with life, innovation, and a vibrant spirit. Yet beneath the shimmering surface, a darkness stirred. August 10th, 2018. A day seared into Seattle's memory. A day when the unimaginable took flight. The sun dipped below the horizon, casting an orange glow over the city's skyline. The air was thick with the scent of salt water and pine, a familiar lullaby for Seattleites. But on this night, a discordant note pierced the tranquility. A note of disbelief, of horror, as news spread like wildfire through the city's arteries. Beebo Russell. August 10th, 2018. A Friday. An ordinary summer day, or so it seemed. The sun beat down on Seattle-Tacoma International Airport, its tarmac shimmering with heat. Passengers bustled through terminals, their voices a dull roar. Among the airport staff, a young man blended seamlessly. Beebo Russell, 29, a ground service agent. He was known as a quiet, diligent worker, someone who kept to himself. No one could have predicted that this seemingly ordinary man was about to become the epicenter of an extraordinary event. At approximately 7:30 p.m., as the last rays of sunlight painted the sky, a chilling breach of security unfolded. Beebo Russell, alone, boarded an empty Horizon Air Q400 turboprop airplane. The aircraft, prepped for an evening flight, was now under the control of a man who had no business being near the cockpit. Confusion quickly turned to panic. Air traffic control frantically tried to establish contact. Who was this unauthorized pilot? What were his intentions? The answers were slow to emerge, shrouded in a growing cloud of disbelief and fear. Beebo Russell, born and raised in the Pacific Northwest, he was a son, a brother, a friend, a quiet soul with a love for video games and his cat. He had dreams, aspirations, and a life that, on the surface, seemed unremarkable. Friends and family described him as a kind, gentle soul, a man who wouldn't hurt a fly. But behind the facade of normalcy, a storm raged within. Unbeknownst to those around him, Beebo was grappling with inner demons, a silent struggle with mental health that remained hidden from view. He worked diligently at the airport, blending into the background. The roar of airplanes, the constant motion of passengers, the humdrum of daily routine. Was this monotonous existence a catalyst, pushing him further into himself? Did he find solace in the vastness of the sky, a yearning for something beyond the ordinary? We may never truly know the depths of Beebo's despair, the thoughts that swirled within him. What we do know is that on that fateful day, something shifted. A quiet desperation erupted, sending him on a collision course with destiny. The stolen aircraft taxied down the runway, its engines a growing roar in the stillness of the evening. Air traffic control's pleas went unanswered. Beebo Russell, the quiet airport worker, was now a rogue pilot, soaring into the unknown. The Bombardier Q400, a passenger plane designed for short-haul flights, became a silver bird of prey against the darkening sky. It banked sharply, dipping low over the waters of Puget Sound. People stopped in their tracks, their gazes drawn upwards to the spectacle unfolding above. Word spread like wildfire. Social media exploded with videos, speculation, and fear. Was this a terrorist attack? A hijacking gone wrong? The answer, as it slowly unraveled, was far more complex and tragic. For over an hour, Beebo Russell's unauthorized flight captivated and terrified Seattle. The Q400 danced across the sky, performing daring maneuvers that belied the pilot's lack of formal training. It was a mesmerizing yet terrifying ballet of metal and man, a desperate cry for help broadcast against the canvas of the twilight sky. The city of Seattle held its breath. The once familiar drone of airplanes, a comforting soundtrack to city life, was replaced by a deafening silence. Flights were grounded, streets emptied. All eyes were on the skies. Families huddled together, their faces illuminated by the eerie glow of television screens. News helicopters circled like nervous birds, their cameras trained on the rogue Q400 as it twisted and turned above. A collective gasp rippled through the city as the plane dipped perilously close to the water, its wings seeming to kiss the surface of Puget Sound. First responders raced to the scene, their sirens a jarring counterpoint to the stunned silence that had settled over the city. Coast Guard boats patrolled the waters below, their crews helpless spectators to the drama unfolding above. Time seemed to stand still. The setting sun cast long shadows across the city, amplifying the sense of dread and anticipation. What would happen next? Would this be a story of miraculous survival or unimaginable tragedy? The crash, when it came, was both sudden and inevitable. The Q400, its fuel depleted, plunged into the forested slopes of Ketron Island, a sparsely populated island in Puget Sound. The impact sent a shudder through the earth, a jarring reminder of the fragility of life. The silence that followed was deafening. The city, which had held its breath for what felt like an eternity, exhaled in a collective sigh of grief and disbelief. The rogue flight was over. Beebo Russell, the man who had captured the city's attention and stolen an airplane, was gone. Emergency responders swarmed the crash site, their hopes of finding a survivor dwindling with each passing hour. The wreckage, strewn across the forested landscape, painted a grim picture. The once proud Q400, now a mangled heap of metal, served as a tragic monument to a life cut short. In the aftermath of the crash, questions lingered like smoke. Why? How could this have happened? The search for answers led investigators down a winding path, delving into the life of a seemingly ordinary man who had committed an extraordinary act. The investigation into the crash of Horizon Air Flight 2987, as it came to be known, was complex and multifaceted. The FBI, the NTSB, and local authorities worked tirelessly to piece together the events leading up to the tragedy. What emerged was a picture of a young man grappling with mental health issues. Beebo Russell, the quiet airport worker, was revealed to be a troubled soul, battling depression and anxiety. He had confided in friends and family about his struggles, expressing feelings of hopelessness and despair. In the days leading up to the incident, he had searched online for information about suicide and plane crashes. He had even left behind a suicide note, a heartbreaking testament to his inner turmoil. The investigation also uncovered systemic failures, lapses in security protocols that allowed Russell to access the plane. It raised serious questions about airport security and the need for increased mental health awareness in the workplace. Beebo Russell's tragic flight brought the often taboo subject of mental health into the spotlight. His story served as a harsh reminder that behind even the most ordinary facades, silent struggles can rage. The incident sparked a national conversation about the importance of mental health awareness and access to resources. It highlighted the need for early intervention, for creating supportive environments where individuals feel comfortable seeking help without stigma. In the wake of the tragedy, mental health organizations reported a surge in calls from individuals seeking help for themselves or loved ones. The incident served as a wake-up call, prompting many to confront their own struggles and seek support. Beebo's story, as tragic as it was, became a catalyst for change. It forced a conversation, albeit a difficult one, about the importance of addressing mental health issues and breaking down the stigma that prevents individuals from seeking help. Beebo Russell's name will forever be linked to the events of August 10, 2018. His unauthorized flight, a desperate cry for help, left an indelible mark on Seattle and beyond. In the years since the tragedy, his story has been told and retold, becoming a cautionary tale about the importance of mental health awareness and the need for compassion. It serves as a reminder that behind every headline, every tragic event, there are human stories of struggle, despair, and ultimately, loss. His family, forever marked by the tragedy, has become advocates for mental health awareness. They have channeled their grief into action, working tirelessly to ensure that others don't suffer in silence. Beebo's legacy is a complex one, a mix of tragedy and a call for change. His story, as heartbreaking as it is, continues to resonate, urging us to listen, to understand, and to offer support to those who are struggling. The Emerald City of Seattle, known for its vibrant spirit and innovative energy, bears the scars of Beebo Russell's tragic flight. The incident, a stark reminder of the vulnerability that lies beneath the surface of even the most bustling metropolises, forced the city to confront uncomfortable truths about mental health and security. In the aftermath of the crash, Seattle-Tacoma International Airport implemented stricter security measures. addressing the lapses that allowed Russell to access the aircraft. The incident served as a wake-up call for airports across the nation, prompting a review of security protocols and a renewed focus on employee mental health. Beyond the concrete changes, the incident left an indelible mark on the city's psyche. It sparked conversations in coffee shops and living rooms, forcing people to confront the often taboo subject of mental health. It highlighted the importance of community, of looking out for one another, and of offering support to those who are struggling. Seattle, a city that prides itself on its resilience, continues to heal. The scars of that August night remain, a somber reminder of the fragility of life and the importance of compassion in a world that often feels increasingly disconnected.